Let's bring in Congressman Joe Neguse of Colorado, chair of the Democratic Policy and Communications Committee, the party's communications arm. You're very communicative, and we have so much in common, except it was like quite a while ago when there was no Pearl Street Mall.
That's true.
In Boulder when I was there. But you're Econ, Baker Hall. I was in Libby, and then the law school also in Boulder, which is maybe the greatest city in the greatest weather. That's for sure. And I think I said you must be purple from the district you represent.
Yeah, I mean, Colorado, as you know, right, very eclectic communities, agriculture, ranching, suburban communities, and then, of course, college campuses like CU Boulder. Glad to be with you, Joe, and of course, as a double buff, fellow buff.
That's right.
Very excited about Coach Prime. So.
I know. We were talking about that. We could use a little excitement. Are you a problem solver? Or are you almost there with those guys?
I work a lot with the problem solvers and with a number of members in our caucus.
Glue Dog?
Right? Yeah, a number of folks. Yeah, I mean, we have an eclectic caucus. The House Democrats, in my view, we are the big tent party in Washington. As you just mentioned, all those different, sort of sub-caucuses, those are all on the Democratic side.
I was kidding, but I alluded the Democratic Party, they're like the Borg Collective. There wasn't one non-Hakeem Jeffries vote when there were 15 votes coming from and I know that the Democrats take pride in that, but it's also like, do any of you think on your own?
Oh, no, look, I think we have a number of members who are across the ideological spectrum, but we stick together when we need to for the American people. We're unified. We're united, we're focused, and you saw that on full display during the Speaker's vote, juxtaposed against the chaos on the other side.
What are you going to try to accomplish with, you don't have the House, obviously, so what can you actually do?
I think three central areas that we're going to try to focus and zero in on, and the leader has made this very clear, Leader Jeffries, that we will extend an open hand to the Republicans to try to work together to lower costs, to build safer communities, and to ultimately create better paying jobs for the American people. And the proof is in the work we did in the last Congress. A lot of what we did, and you know this, Joe, was bipartisan. The vast majority of what I think...
Whoa.
Sure.
Nothing was bipartisan. One thing was bipartisan, and that was maybe the CHIPS Act.
Can I give you a few examples? Three examples. Just three simple ones. The CHIPS and Science Act, onshoring domestic manufacturing, bipartisan, right? The infrastructure bill. Biggest infrastructure investment since the days of Dwight Eisenhower. Mitch McConnell and Chuck Schumer both voted for it.
And then, you weren't satisfied with your gains. You might have gone a little bit too far. You don't think any of this inflation is from taking it a little bit too far?
No, look, what I would say is I think that inflation is caused by a myriad of different factors, mosaic of factors, the disruptions that you saw because of COVID, right, in terms of the distortions in the markets, to rates, to margins, to rents. But a lot of that is being ironed out now, and that's a byproduct of what the Fed has done over the course of the last couple of years. It's also a byproduct of some of the supply chain improvements by the Biden administration. There's more to do, but I know you know this. We've seen a cooling off in inflation over the course of the last several months. Hasn't gone away. It's still a challenge.
Would you do more, Congressman? And here's the point I make.
Sure.
To get this under control, the Fed is going to raise rates. We got $31 trillion that we have now. So you're an econ major. You know what? Think of the interest expense if we get to 5 or above percent. We don't have money for anything else. So GDP is going to suffer. All the great programs that Democrats want government to address, suddenly you don't have any money to address any of those. So there are consequences to going too far. Would you do another trillion in additional spending this year if you had the House?
I haven't heard that that's on the table.
You did $1.7 trillion in the omnibus, and that was not bipartisan.
I would say this, and I think the president has said it. I think he'll articulate it tonight during the State of the Union. We should have a conversation collectively, right, about rational, pragmatic fiscal policy. But that should be divorced from holding hostage the debt ceiling, which is a very, very different conversation. And obviously, what I think...
So
I think what Speaker McCarthy is doing, I think we should do the same thing.
He's not going to introduce a budget on time.
Well, look,
so when do people, fiscal hawks, when do they get their chance to talk about this if it's not now?
I think they get their chance during the budget process. We have, as you know, a process here in the Congress every fiscal year, an appropriations process. Well, I know. Well, there's a number of members who have been pushing to try to return to regular order, and have kind of a restoration of the debate around budget policy that we've had previously in prior Congresses. That's where that debate should happen. It should not happen in putting the full faith and credit of the United States, sacrosanct commitment, and our status as the world's reserve currency potentially in peril, which is what the
think
Republicans are doing right now.